Hello there folks, Spunky Cook here, aka your Lonely Achievement God, continuing our From 0 to 1000 achievement hunting series with the game Escape from Life Inc. Escape from Life Inc. was published by Sometimes You and developed by PowerBurger, and it is a puzzle platformer that initially launched on the 31st of March of 2021, and is currently purchasable for a price of $9.99. Of course, your currency may vary by your region. So, why am I making a guide for this one? Well, as you might have heard, this game released, I think 20 months ago, if my math is correct, but I might not be doing this quickly off the top of my head. And it's been out for a long time with no step-by-step walkthrough. Currently on True Achievements, it's a 3 to 4 hour estimated completion, and it's a 2.3 ratio, and it's neither of those things with a guide, which is why I have come back to make one myself. I think I finally finished this off like 9 months ago, 8 months ago, something like that. I was going through and wanted to finish it, and it actually glitched on me. So I had to go back and play it again later to finish off my achievement. Don't worry, I have a couple of tricks up my sleeve that will help you avoid any of the glitches that I experienced, and I have a full play-by-play, step-by-step walkthrough that'll get you through all of the 37 animals, all 9 of the power fruits, and every boss fight and puzzle in the game relatively pain-free. There are a couple that are can be a little bit frustrating, but nothing too difficult. More than likely, this is going to take us about 2 hours to get through the whole thing, maybe a little bit longer, as I'll be going a little bit slower than I did on my playthroughs, because you're going to have to learn some of the basics of the game and all that as we go through. So let's go ahead and get started with any of the Sometimes You games. Of course, you have to choose your profile at the start. So we're going to do that. Hit down on the left analog so that you highlight single player and press A to start. And we're going to start a new game here. You see I have a save file already because my game actually glitched. So actually I'm going to go through and delete the top one just so we don't have any problems later on. So choose whatever save slot you want. I tried to record this once before and the achievements weren't popping. So we're going to go ahead and start over again. So choose your profile, choose your save slot, start the game. You're going to take control of Bob here. You can press B to skip the dialogue and just go ahead and do that non-stop. When you get control, you can spin in a circle or move around with the left analog, and you can hit the right trigger to move faster. 99% of the time, just hold the right trigger so you move faster. I will be telling you when we need to move a little bit more slowly. So swim to the right, grab that little white thing on the ground. I'm not entirely sure what it is. And then we're going to swim back to the left past our mom and down into this hole to find a bottle. Go ahead and grab it, swim straight up and to the left to see this black thing on the sand shelf. Grab it and return to mom to have breakfast. We'll skip all the text here. We'll have a quick little black screen to indicate time has passed, and then we'll swim to the right. There will be an opening here. Follow the goldfish or whatever that is, and we'll get sucked into the pipe, although I have no idea where we're going because there's nothing in here except a pipe. We're going to get a change of scene, and we'll look at the eagle here now. Go ahead and skip the text. And once we get control, you can move left and right with the left analog. You can jump with A. Right trigger makes you move faster. Again, relatively 99% of the time, hold that. When you press A to jump, you can press A again to start flying. And when you fly, movement is similar to swimming. Left analog moves you all around, and you right trigger to move faster. So once you get the basics down, we're going to fly to the right. There's some gold rings over here that lead you to the place we need to go, but they aren't required. So fly through these two and fly up and right and follow the rings to the right now. Again, you don't have to fly through them if you don't want to. They just lead us to where we need to go. Once you reach this wooden platform, just go ahead and fly straight up a UFO will show up and just sit right under it to be grabbed. I think you can avoid it. I don't know how long you can. It's not worth the time. No matter what, you need to get caught to advance the story. And then we show up in the North Pole with Santa and a reindeer. Got some dialogue to go through. And once you get control, again, left analog moves you left and right. R trigger moves you faster. Now you can press A to jump up the ledge, and with the reindeer you can attack these rocks with the X button. So keep running right. You're going to get a little scene here where we find out that Rudolph is a jerk. And just when we're about to do, or potentially do, a terrible thing, the UFO comes up and takes us. And there we go. We're through the very basic introduction into Chapter 1, the lab. Go ahead and skip the dialogue. You have to in order to get out. And then you can run to the right, jump up the ledge, and I'm just gonna say work your way right if they're simple jumps. You'll meet up with the other two animals, get a little bit of dialogue, and now all three of you are together. This is the basic idea of the game. You're going to move all three of these animals around together. Now you can press Y to have them follow you. I don't recommend that. The AI isn't that good. It's better to control everyone individually. So if you ever see your animals following you, it's best to turn off the follow, which you can do that with the Y button. You can switch back and forth with RB and LB. Generally, I'm just going to say we're going to need to switch to eagle or reindeer. I'm not going to say RB to reindeer. The reason being is that the cycle isn't consistent. So right now we're standing here and it's going to each animal in turn. Sometimes you're going to try to switch to eagle and then fish thinking it's going to work, and it might send you back from eagle to reindeer. I don't know what triggers it. If it's relative positioning to the previous character, something like that, I don't know. So we're just gonna, be like, okay, switch to eagle and actually do this. Switch to eagle, fly across the gap, and drop onto the red button. And then you can stop flying by pressing A, by the way. So press A to drop off the button, drop off the edge, and you'll get to this wait sign. And you'll see the eagle head lit up on the wait sign. Wait signs need all three characters in order for you to progress. So make sure that you have all three characters whenever you see a wait sign. We're going to switch over to fish now and run to the right and drop off to the sign. And then we're going to switch to reindeer and run to the right and drop off to the sign so we can get past. Then we're going to use reindeer to destroy all of these crates with X and jump up to the ledge for a scene. Once you get control after that, just walk right to change scenes. We're going to switch to fish. And we're going to go down into the water and swim to the left to find an invisible wall and our first golden fruit and our first achievement. That is the What's That? A Tasty Snack achievement. Number 1 of 15 for 60G, getting us to 60 out of 1,000 total. Swim back right, and we're going to swim down onto the button. If you swim straight down, sometimes the game is weird like you saw there. It slid me off. I try to slide or hit the buttons underwater diagonally like that. That way you can sit there and not be pushed off. Once you have the button pressed, we're going to switch to eagle and just fly to the right. And as you saw, we switched to reindeer. Then we wound up switching back to fish. Kind of a lesson of why I just tell you who to switch to instead of giving you button presses. Get to this crate and push it off the edge. Then fly up and land on the blue button to drop a crate. And we're going to push that one left onto this blue button down here. You might have to walk in order to push it down. And then run right to the crates. Switch back to reindeer and run all the way to the right. They do have names, but I'm just going to call them reindeer, eagle, and fish. Jump up to the ledge, walk to the right, and you can actually smash these first crates. And then switch to fish, run right, and rejoin your friends. And now that the crates are smashed, we can just jump over and run into the darkness. That'll move us into the next scene. We're going to walk all the way right and get another scene here. I apologize for my wording. Cutscenes are the what's happening here where we get some dialogue. And then I actually, in my text guide, wrote them as scenes when you change through the darkness like we did to a different screen. So I apologize for... I'm probably going to say scenes and mean two different things throughout this walkthrough. I apologize for that. Once you regain control, we need to go right and up the elevator. It doesn't matter if you get all three animals on here. They're fine down below. Push up on the analog to move the elevator up, and then walk to the right and go into this fourth door here that has the green light. We get some more scenes here. We'll go to sleep, and we'll regain control in a minute here. I'm going to take a drink of water real quick. I apologize if you heard me. But I actually had to pause the recording after we started because I got a coughing fit from a dry throat. So I'm going to try to avoid that happening again. We're going to regain control. We'll press B on the door to exit our cell, which was left open. And we're going to run to the left now. You're going to go across the elevator and keep going left. And once we get over here, press Y to turn off the follow. We're going to jump up as fish over the crates and swim up the water to land on one of the buttons. Switch to the eagle, fly up, drop on the other button, and then switch to reindeer, run left and destroy all the crates, and then hop up to press X and hit this red lever. We're going to run to the left as reindeer. We're going to switch to fish and bring him back to the sign, and then we'll switch to eagle and bring him back to the sign. When you get to the edge here, we're going to jump up twice to fly down and to the left to find a gap, drop into it, and you'll see your second golden fruit. Go ahead and fly back out of the gap and up to the right past the monkey here, and you'll see this platform up. Drop on it and run to the left for a scene. And then a change of scene. You're going to have a puzzle to solve here. There is no time limit, so don't freak out about that. You're going to have some more dialogue. They drop the eagle in the water. Bring him over to this pipe here, and then switch to reindeer. Walk to the left, up against the wall. Switch to fish and use the reindeer's back to jump up and land on the blue button. Switch back to reindeer, run to the right and hit the lever, and then switch back to eagle and press B on the pipe to open it. That solves it. Before we skip the dialogue here, be prepared holding right on the left analog to and right trigger, because you drop into a chase scene and you want to be ready to run. So skip the dialogue and then hold right on the analog and right trigger, and you'll start running. This is a very simple chase scene. You just have to time your jumps. There's nothing else to worry about here. Unfortunately, Eagle can't fly. In the chase scenes, he says something like, "Why don't my wings ever work when I need them to?" But this is a very simple platforming section. If you die, you do have to restart, but there's nothing here that's overly troublesome. Apparently we got such a good head start, we don't even see the thing that's chasing us, so whatever. Once you get to the other end, walk to the right into the scene change, and you'll get some dialogue here. Once you get control, we're going to walk to the right to change scenes again. We're going to walk in here, switch to eagle if you aren't already him, fly up and land on the blue button, and then push the crate off the edge. We're going to push it down onto this button, then we're going to fly up and to the right to the wait sign. Switch to reindeer, run to the right, and stand next to the wall here, and then switch to fish and use reindeer to jump into the water. We're going to hit this red button. Red buttons only need to be pressed once to be activated, so you can use the fish and then to press that red button, jump out of the water, and make your way up to the sign. And then you can switch back to reindeer and use the metal platform the button spawned to get up to the sign with everyone else. Once you do, run to the right, and you'll have a little scene before you fall. Of dialogue, of course. Once you fall, walk to the right to get another scene. And then you can jump up to the right into the vent to change scenes. And we're going to run straight right. You can ignore the dialogue. It doesn't matter. You can skip through it if you want, but it doesn't change anything. And we'll eventually fall through a hole. And this brings us to Chapter 2, the Biosphere. We're looking at about 15 minutes in. That's about where I thought we'd be here. So, again, 2 hours is probably a good estimate for this. We're going to switch to Eagle here. We need to walk right. Once we get to a pig, we're going to fly up. And we're going to get through these first 2 rings and then take a right to get a third. And keep flying right through 4 more rings. You'll get to this little door here. And we're going to enter it. Press B to do so. We're going to run to the left, grab any of the 3 drinks here where it says steal with B, and then run back to the door and leave. We need to jump to the right here to this platform with the waterfall and talk to the fish. He gives us a quest to find something bouncy, and we need to get that quest before we can do the second part of it. So we're going to walk left to fall down here, and then we're going to walk right into this door. Press B on it to go in. As Eagle, jump and fly up to push the cheese off the edge. And once you do, the mouse will get it, and we'll get our third golden fruit up top here. So grab it, and then leave the room. And then start flying to the left. When you get to the waterfall, fly up and over and down on the other side, and return to the pig. Press B on the pig. He's like, I want a drink. Luckily, we're already carrying one. Now, once you get control, we're going to fly back to that frog by the waterfall. Once you get over here, jump onto the pig and hold A to jump up to the treetops. Run to the left, jump up here, and jump into the crystal ball to break it and learn the wall jump move. Not sure why that's hidden in a crystal ball, but it is. That'll give you your second achievement there. Up we go for 60G. Getting you 120 out of 1,000 total. We're going to walk all the way right now. And you have some wall jumping to do. You can actually fly up with the eagle if you want. Or you can get the wall jump practice. Get them up to the wait sign. And switch to the other, whatever of the other 2 animals you get to, and bring them up, and then do the same with the other animal. Wall jumping is like 90% functional. Sometimes it just doesn't work. Once you get to the top, we're gonna press Y so everyone follows, and then we're gonna jump off. And everyone will follow us down below. So press Y to turn it off on the bottom. We're going to switch to Eagle and fly up to the right here. Land on that blue button. We're going to switch to Fish and wall jump up here. And then wall jump over here to get on that blue button. And then we're going to switch to Reindeer and wall jump up to the lever. Once you hit the lever, go ahead and jump down and run to the left. And drop into the revealed hole to get to the wait sign. We're going to switch to the other 2 animals and bring them down as well. And then run to the left. You can have everyone follow you if you want. It doesn't make a difference. We're going to get a scene here. Go ahead and skip the dialogue. And now we need to run past him to get another puzzle here. Go ahead as Reindeer. Turn off the follow if they are following you. Jump up on top of this kind of purplish vertical platform. As Eagle, fly up to the button and press A and switch back to Reindeer to ride the platform up, making it a little easier. We're going to hit that lever and then switch to Fish and run right to hit the button and then run left. you'll get another scene, and you're going to start falling down a waterfall. You should be controlling fish, and you're going to have to move fish left and right to avoid rocks on your way down the waterfall. I think they're rocks anyways. You can use the right trigger to move faster, although you shouldn't need it here. And there is a right and left limit as how far you can go, so just keep that in mind. You just restart it if you get hit, so it's not that long of a sequence there. At the bottom, we're going to get some more dialogue. And once we regain control, grab Eagle, run to the left, and start flying. We're flying across some spikes here, and when we get over here, a log is going to appear above us, and that's what we wanted to happen. That allows us to get back to this first section with all of the animals except for just the eagle. We're going to fly to the left, back up. You're going to get automatically grounded by the waterfall, but once you get past the waterfall, start flying again, and you'll see 3 rings here. So fly into them, and then you'll be knocked down, so fly up and get the other 2 here. Fly past these 2 doors, and we're going to get 6 more gold rings on the right here, and we'll just drop down as Eagle. We're going to switch to Fish here, who should still be at the bottom of the waterfall. And we're going to run right. Drop down into this pool of water. You're going to get 3 gold rings in here. Swim back out. And, jump out to the right, walk right, and you can talk to the Hedgehog here. And we gave him the right amount of rings, so he opened the gate for us. Still as Fish, we're going to walk to the right. Jump across this first water, and then jump across the second, and you're going to trigger a scene with a deer here. Once you trigger the scene, he just tells us we need to bring him the key. So you should still be the fish, if not switch to him. Run left and jump over the first water and dive into the second to talk to the whale. The orca here, I believe. And he's like, here, catch. And throws it a mile. So now we need to collect the key parts. We're going to swim up and out of the water to the left and walk left to these 3 wooden platforms. Climb up them, jump right to twice, and up to this sandy platform. And we're going to jump right across a wooden platform and see our first key piece. Go ahead and grab it, jump up into the water, and swim all the way up to press the red button. We're going to swim down and drop off the right section here and drop into the water to get key piece number 2. With the fish there, we're going to switch to Eagle and start flying up into the left to get to where key piece 1 was, and start flying left. You'll eventually see a pool of water with an octopus in it, and fly up into the left from there to get key piece number 3. Now switch to Reindeer and run to the left. We're going to jump over both pools of water and get back to those wooden platforms we climbed up as Fish, and we're going to do the same as Reindeer. Getting to the sandy one, go up into the left to this platform and up into the right to the wall jump platforms here, and wall jump all the way up. Again, it can be a little finicky. Smash the rock and run right to go into the door here. Walk right and smash the apple and grab your 4th key piece. We're going to go back through the door now. Switch to Eagle. Run to the left and fly up and over the platform you're on, and then hit A to drop down around here. And you need to hit that section real quick. If you drop down too far to the right, just run left. The scene only triggers like when you hit the gap here where the sand and the grass meet. So it is possible to drop down too far to the right or too far to the left. So if you drop down too far right, walk to the left to trigger it. If you drop down too far left, walk to the right until you get to this place where the grass and the sand meet, and that will trigger the scene. Go ahead and skip the dialogue. And when we get control, run right as eagle, fly up, and land on the blue button. And now we need to get our other two animals up there with him. When you get up, both of them up here as reindeer, run to the right and stand next to that edge. Then switch to fish and use reindeer's back to get up to the blue button. And then switch to eagle and fly up and land on the red button. We're going to switch to reindeer and run to the right, and reindeer's just going to stand in the center of this log here. Then we're going to switch to fish, run to the right, jump on his back, and we need to get up to, excuse me, hit me 1 second here. The right one. So stand on the right button here. Switch to eagle, drop down. We're going to fly up and land on the left button. And then switch to reindeer, run to the right, get up to the second metal ledge here. Switch to eagle, and fly up to the upper button, switch back to reindeer, and run and jump onto the button. Switch back to eagle and drop off through the now open log. And you're going to reach a door eventually. Use the fan to go up and start crossing the log. And we're going to go into the door. And we're just going to jump on this button here. That opens up a shortcut. And then we're going to press B again to go through the door. We have nothing else to do here right now. So keep going right. And this next part can be annoying. I recommend you use eagle for it because flying can help you out. We have to use these fans to get through. As you can see, there are waterfalls that keep us from flying through the whole thing. But you can use flying a little bit to make it easier for you. As long as you don't get knocked out of the sky, you never lose your ability to fly. So you can just get through however you want there. I showed you a pretty easy way using the eagle and his fly ability. If you do fly through a waterfall, though, you can't fly again until you land on solid ground. Just an FYI. So just make your way through there however you want. You can do it more slowly by using all of the fans and some wall jumps, or you can do so how I did right there. And once you land on the other side, you automatically get your friends back. Run to the right and stay on the ground here, and you're triggering a scene where you get a life flower, which will unlock your third achievement. Let's get healthy now. It's number 3 of 15 for 60G and 180 out of 1,000 total. We're going to go ahead and skip the rest of the dialogue, and when we get control, we walk slightly to the right to change scenes and to our first boss fight. Now, you can do this boss fight legitimately, and there are a couple of things you have to look out for. So I'm going to go through them before we start, because we're going to glitch him a little bit, and you won't be able to see everything if you want to do him legitimately. There are 2 phases to this fight. First phase, he starts hopping around. He's a frog. And he sticks his tongue out when he lands. So you need to avoid getting hit by the tongue. You want to jump on his head. That's the primary way to knock him out. And once we knock him out, his tongue rolls out, and we can jump on his tongue to damage him. We need to jump on his tongue 9 times to get him to phase 2, and another 9 times to finish the fight. So 18 times in total. Again, to get him to roll out his tongue, you jump on his head. Well, that's actually really easy to glitch, because if you just keep hopping on his head, he can't do his next attacks for the most part. So you can blitz through this first section of the fight and then get to the second, which is very easy. The second fight is very simple, or second part of the fight is very simple. But I do want to go over the couple of things he can do in the first phase if you don't try to cheese him. So he can land and stick out his tongue. You need to avoid that. He'll sometimes fly up into the air and drop his arms down so that you're stuck in the middle, and you just need to wall jump up his arms to hit him, and that will release you from the prison. And he'll also start landing and throwing rocks to the left and right. that's when, after we do a little bit of damage to him, he'll start throwing rocks when he lands left and right, so watch for that. And there is one more sequence where he starts to float, and he'll drop rocks down from the top of the screen. Again, hop on his head and just stay there, avoiding getting off if a rock is about to hit you, of course, but otherwise just pound the heck out of his head. For those that are wanting to glitch, just go ahead and watch what I do here. So we're going to skip through the dialogue. We're going to have to press A, I believe, to challenge. And then immediately run right and start jumping on his head. As you can see, he tries to jump away, but we cancel his movement. And then we jumped on his tongue, killed him. And as you can see, he can't really do any of his attacks as long as we stay on his head. We keep him from getting too high up. And we're going to get his second phase going. For his second phase, just stay above him. After a second or two, spikes come up out of the ground, but there's more than enough time to get into this airflow. And after about 10 seconds, he collapses and his tongue unfurls, and you can just hop on it to finish the fight. This is actually very easy once you figure out that kind of exploit for the first part of the fight. Doing it legitimately can be difficult, so. And again, once you hop on his tongue 9 times in the second phase, the boss fight is over. We're going to get some dialogue. And once we regain control, we will walk to the right. You're going to get into this area here. There's actually a golden fruit here, but you can see it up there. We're going to grab it later, so don't worry about it for now. And we've made it to Chapter 3 already. What, we're only... I don't actually know. I had a glitch in my recording, so... Don't actually know where we're at right now. I can't imagine we're beyond like 45 minutes. And now we get some stealth sections, so... This is the first opportunity in the game for you to get the Phew achievement, which is for avoiding a sentry light just in time. There's a very easy place to get this. What happens with the sentry lights, and I'm just going to show you, if you walk into the light, they turn red, and then after like half a second, you just disintegrate. So you do have time to escape if the light turns red, and that's what the achievement is for. The achievement is for having the light turn red and still escaping. Excuse me. We're not going to worry about that yet. When the light turns to the left, run underneath it and get next to these crates. You're safe here. And then when the lights kind of cross, you can run under the middle platform and then run to the right. You don't have to bring your other animals through and switch to a new area here. When you get to this area, switch to the reindeer. Wait for the light to come down, and once it gets to this lower platform, jump up and start wall jumping up, jump, jump, and hit the lever. We're going to switch to fish and run right. Make sure you avoid that light. And you see this section with the moving platform? This is where we're going to get the Phew achievement. So stand right here. Pause the video if you have to. We're going to stand right here. And when that moving platform makes it about halfway under the light we're next to, we're going to run right. Just barely enough into the light to trigger it, and the platform should move across at the exact time to save us. This is a very easy place to try to get this achievement, because if you do die, you're literally, 15 feet to the left and can just run over here again. So wait for the platform. When it gets to here, run in, and there you go. We got the Phew achievement. Now, there's a high probability you're going to get that achievement if you go through the game normally. There are quite a few lights, and there's a pretty good chance you're going to escape one when it's about to kill you anyways. The fact of the matter is, we don't want to leave achievements to chance. So again, just wait for it. When it reaches the center, run in so it sees you, and then the platform will move left and save you. I've done it a couple of times just so you can see the timing. one more time. When it gets to there, you run in, the light turns red, and we get saved. So now to advance, what we're going to do is we need to stay under the light. Again, getting in the light doesn't kill you, but we're going to use this platform to move across the ground and move to the right then. Walk to the right for a scene, and we're going to get an achievement during this scene. I apologize. We also got the Phew achievement, which is achievement number 4 for 50G, getting us to 230 out of 1,000 total. And we're going to get a walkie-talkie here, which will be communication is key achievement, number 5 of 15 for 60G, and 290 out of 1,000G total. Once you get the achievement, we just have a couple pieces of dialogue to skip. And you'll eventually regain control and can run right. Immediately switch to fish if you're not already fish. Be careful for the lights here. You have 2 rotating lights. Get through and hit this red button. Watch for the light over here. It is moving and spinning. And there's another red button over here for you to press. Once you hit this red button, you need to switch to the other 2 animals and run right. There are 2 blue buttons up here that we need to have each of the animals standing on. So switch to both of them, run them to the right, and step on the blue buttons. And then we're going to switch back to fish and run to the right again. You can get out of the water here. You can press Y and have them follow you, but as you saw there, reindeer actually got stuck. So as I said, the Y button isn't all that useful. In this room, switch to eagle, and we're going to fly through the right lights here. Use the platform to get under there, wait for the light to get over the platform here, and fly up. And you need to wait for this light to disappear, and then press the red button. And now fly up over the last light and drop onto the blue button. We're going to switch to both animals now. Or, I'm sorry, switch to reindeer and use this platform to get through the light here so that you can smash the crate and run to the right to move on to a new scene. Run right again to get some dialogue here. And once you regain control, you're just going to keep running to the right to eventually change scenes. And as reindeer, walk to the right here so you're positioned about where I am. Switch to fish and use reindeer's back to get up to one of the buttons. Switch to eagle and land on the other one. And use the fan to jump over the laser. Then land on the red button. Run right to get to the sign and bring your other 2 animal friends to it as well, and then walk right to change scenes. You're going to run right and have a little scene happen, and our animals split up because Rick the eagle is, or I'm sorry, Ern the eagle is angry, and that's why I don't call them by their names. Once they split up, you'll have fish and reindeer here. Switch to... That's weird, it's not letting me. Switch to reindeer, run to the right. You can press Y so that fish follows you. You're going to have a lever to hit here. And then jump over it. Sorry about that. That's why I tell you not to mess with the running, because it's easy to screw things up. So drop reindeer by the wall, then switch to fish and jump into the water. We're going to hit the left button first, switch to eagle, and you need to fly to get through that gap. And then we're just going to use eagle all the way to get to the end. So you need to fly similar to the red path at the bottom. So just trace your way through, and then wait at the sign. We're going to switch back to fish and hit the other button. And then we're going to jump across the gap as reindeer and go to the sign. And then we'll switch to fish and bring fish over. Maybe. There we go. And now we can move on to the right for a scene. Switch to reindeer, run to the right, and press X to smash the wall, and then run right to change scenes. We're going to run right again and have a scene in the vent here. And when you regain control, just keep running to the right to change scenes again. When you pop out on the other scene, run to the right onto the elevator to trigger elevator fight scene. What you're going to want to do is be Rick, and you're going to run in and press X once and run out. If you stand there and wait for enemies to come to you, they will hit you and cause you damage, and you don't generally have enough time to get 2 hits in. The enemies die in 1 hit anyways, so if you do the hit and run tactic properly, you should be fine. Just warning you now. Skip the dialogue to start the elevator ride, and just watch your right and your left, because that's where the enemies fall off. But as you can see, we kind of run in and cheat a little bit. You just run in, hit X, run in, hit X, run in, hit X, run in, hit X, and repeat the process back and forth, hitting all the enemies before they can do any damage to you. And there you go, we killed all of them without taking damage. When you get to the bottom, you might have to jump there and go to the right to trigger a scene, and then run right to change scenes. We're going to stay as the reindeer, press X to smash the crates, press X to smash the robot, jump up and smash the other robot, and then you need to wait and time it so you can smash these robots in the back, and then run right to change scenes. We're going to switch to fish here, so run to the right, into the water and out the other side, and land on the red button. We're going to switch to reindeer and run to the right, jump across the gaps, and we need to time this robot here so that we can smash him. Once you do, you're going to switch to eagle and fly right. Don't worry, it'll make sense in a second. Land on the red button, and you can then go back with the reindeer and use the moving platform to get up to the top. Just jump on the edge if you have to wait for the robot, because you're safe here, and then you can smash the robot and land on the red button. Drop off and make your way back and use the moving platform to get up to the sign, and then we'll switch to fish and do the same thing. And then we can just fly up with eagle and move on. We're going to switch to reindeer here, run to the right and smash the robot. Again, you'll have to time him. And then stand on these 2 gray bars. We're going to switch to eagle, and you do need to walk here to drop through. And then fly up and over and right. Time the robot and jump on the red button. And then drop left and land on either of the blue buttons. And do the same thing as fish. Walk right so you fall through, and then jump across and land on the other blue button. Excuse me, we're going to jump up. We need to time this robot so we can destroy him. And now we have to work our way across. So stand on the left side of this platform, and then once the light goes over you, jump to the right. You are safe right on the edge here. And then you can run right, destroy the robot, and change scenes. Still as robot, we're going to jump up and destroy that robot. Still as reindeer, sorry. Switch to fish once you have the reindeer positioned as I do, and then you can get rid of the dialogue if it's annoying too. Use reindeer's back to jump up and into the water and press the switch. That allows us to get reindeer up here too. Now switch to eagle and fly all the way up to the blue button here and land on it. And now you can use or switch to reindeer and wall jump up and destroy that robot, then jump over, hit that robot, hit the red button and jump up to the wait sign. Then switch to fish and use the wall jump to get up to the sign. And then finally, you can switch to eagle and fly right to exit. When you get to this scene, we're just going to fly straight up and to the right here. And then walk to the right for a scene. You're going to get an achievement in a little bit here. You meet Rudolph, and he actually teaches you how to light your nose. Because he's not so cocky anymore now that he got captured as well. Once you regain control, walk to the right, press B on Rudolph, and he'll teach Rick the reindeer how to light up his nose, and you will unlock an achievement. Number 6 of 15. The achievement is Your Time to Shine for 60G. Will get you to 350 out of 1,000 total. Once you regain control, you can just run to the left. To change scenes, run to the left to drop down and enter the bear bar. Or the beer bear bar, excuse me. Then run to the left some more and you're going to get some scenes in here with some dialogue. Once you regain control, you're just going to walk to the left to change scenes again. When you get to this room, switch to reindeer, press Y so that your friends stop following you, and then hold X to light up your nose and jump across the gap, then just walk to the left to change scenes. You don't need to bring everyone else with you. Use reindeer again, jump up, hold X to light up, and you'll see that the switch turns red. That's a common thing for the rest of the game now. Well, it's not that common, but you will have to use reindeer's nose to light up the switches. As you can see, if we walk away, the switch stops being triggered and the laser comes back on. So we're going to leave reindeer here. We're going to switch to fish and jump in the water. And on the other side, we jump out to the right, wall jump up so that we push the crate. We'll drop off to the wait sign. And then we'll bring the other two animals across so we can exit to the left. Apparently I jumped onto the crate instead of flying and died. Switch to reindeer, run to the left, and hop up onto this white barrier here. Light up holding X, and then hit X, and you'll watch the switch. Make sure it lights up red briefly. If it does, that means a crate has dropped over here. We're going to fly up as eagle. And we're going to push it all the way down. And now we're going to bring reindeer back and use the crate to jump up and hit the lever. And then jump to the left and exit left to move on to a new room. And this room is a bit of a pain. So, as you can kind of see, this room is entirely dark, and we have to use reindeer and his nose to guide us through the night. So, use reindeer, jump up here to this platform, but go as far left as you can. Switch to eagle and fly up to about here, and go left until you fly all the way up and left. There's a wall here. You need to fly up and over it and drop down to land on a switch. So you can see that. I probably should have just jumped up the next platform with Rudolph, but once the eagle is on that button, drop down as reindeer, and we need to get fish up. So we're going to use reindeer's light to get fish up to that platform. We're going to switch back to Rudolph and use reindeer's light to get us up all the way here. There's a crevice in the upper right to get to, and we're going to get up there. Once we have reindeer and fish up here, we're going to switch to eagle. It's hard to see, but double press A so that you're flying. Fly up and then to the right, and you can see reindeer's light to get to. And we're going to fly up into the left to drop onto a platform here. And then we're going to jump over as fish and get to this platform. As reindeer, jump up into the left, up against the wall here. Switch back to fish and use reindeer's back to get into the water and hit that button. And then we can walk right as reindeer and jump up the platforms and get through the darkness. I apologize if some of those directions weren't as concise and clear as they should be, but that room is a pain. In this next room, you have a detox of sorts. This is very simple. Just light up reindeer's nose by holding X. And there are 10 switches around the room you just need to go next to with the nose lit up. Very easy. There's 6 up top here, so just follow my path. For whatever reason, that one didn't trigger, but we went back and got it. Once all 10 are lit up, the gate opens up, and we can just go up and right to exit the room and change scenes. We're going to trigger a scene in here, and we're going to go through the door after we regain control. In this new room, we're going to switch to Eagle. We're going to fly up and hit this red button. And then we're going to draw... You need to avoid that light so you don't get killed. If you do get killed, no big deal. We're going to fly up and through as much of this as we can as Eagle. And make our way up to this upper right corner. Now switch to reindeer, and we have to make our way through this section, which can be frustrating. So time this robot here so that you can smash him in the back. And then there's a robot on the other side. You need to time the light below us and the robot to jump across the gap so that we can run over and smash him in the back. And then time the robot up top the platform so we can run right under the next light. And unfortunately, there is another robot that we need to time, and I screwed it up. That part is very difficult. That time it lined up perfectly for our timing, but you need to just make sure that the robot is heading right and make your way through those last 2 lights. Just drop the reindeer by the gate, and now we need to bring the fish through. And I was too impatient there and got myself killed. When you get over here, drop into the water. Just make your way through the mines and avoid the light to hit the button. And quickly make your way back out. And jump off to the right and head to the wait sign. Then you can bring the other 2 animals to the sign and run to the right to change scenes. I'm so sorry. I hope I caught that before I coughed, but my throat is doing really poorly right now. So once you get to the new scene, just run to the right and you will trigger a cutscene. And you rescue the guy you're supposed to be rescuing, and everyone lives happily ever after. Except for the pig, of course. And now we have puzzle time with a corpse. We need to escape using the pig's corpse to bounce up to the different platforms. So switch to... Turn off the Y first. Have Eagle fly up into the sky and just move fish off to the right. And then we need to move the corpse over to the left here. So we can bounce up and hit the lever, then drop down and move the corpse to the right, so we can jump up and light up to hit the switch. Now we switch to Eagle, drop down, and push the pig about where he is there. And we need to hold A to jump up and get through that gap there. It can be a little frustrating to try to get yourself in there just right. We're going to move him a little bit to try to make it easier. There we go. And then fly up and hit the red button, and you can switch to fish and run right to change scenes. Keep running right, and you'll get a cutscene at the end here. And you get smacked on the head and sent back to your cell. Chapter 4, The Rescue. Already making good time. We're going to have some dialogue here. Walk right and enter the door. Walk to the left once you regain control after the dialogue. And we're going to go into this first room here. Walk slightly left and talk to the yellow mushroom, and we'll tell him about the jellyfish we found very early on, and he will give us a 4th golden fruit. So go ahead and grab it and leave through the door. And now we're going to just walk left and drop down the elevator, and then run right for a scene. After the dialogue, you're going to regain control, and we're going to switch to Eagle. And we're going to go to that exit there. So switch to Eagle, my bad, I was Eagle, and fly up. Press Y to turn off follow. And then fly up into the right and through that exit I pointed out to you. When you get into this new section, fly up as Eagle and to the left, land at the red ball machine here, and you can actually bring all your friends to you. Once you do that, we're going to switch to fish and run left and swim up the mine-filled water to another red ball machine on the right, and summon your friends, switch to reindeer, smash the crate, and run right. In this new scene, run to the right, jump up to this platform, and you trigger a scene with the murderer. We now have the ability to rescue animals and basically have the entire game available to us to free roam. So this is where the walkthrough becomes very important to stick with me. Once you regain control, you're going to switch to Eagle. Fly straight up, land at the red ball machine to summon your friends, smash the crate as reindeer, and enter the door for a puzzle. As reindeer, we're going to run all the way to the right, jump across the gap, and smash all the crates. Then switch to reindeer, drop down, and fly across the spikes. Fly up, right, and up, land on the red button, and then run into the spikes to respawn and fly up to get your first animal, a cat, number 1 of 37, and your first achievement, AAAHA, number 7 of 15, which is 60G for 410 out of 1,000. We're going to drop off the ledge and go back through the door. Switch to reindeer to destroy the box. Switch to Eagle and fly down into the left to get your second animal here. I have no idea what it is. I called it Furry thing number 2 of 37. Still as Eagle, fly up above the crates and straight up. You're going to see the Eternal Dragon on the left, and we're going to go right. Go into the door here, and we have another puzzle to solve. Switch to reindeer, walk left, and destroy the crates. And then switch to Eagle, and we're going to fly up to this platform, and switch to fish, and jump into the water. Press the left button once, and then swim away, and we're going to use Eagle to push this crate to the right, right under this other pipe, so kind of lined up about there. Switch to fish, and hit that button to drop a second crate. Switch to reindeer, jump on top of the crate, and then switch to fish and use reindeer's back to get to the upper platform. Push the crate over, we're going to switch to reindeer and destroy the crates, and run right to get animal number 3. I think it's a turtle, I don't really know. We're going to exit the room now. Switch to Eagle and fly to the left, And on the ground left of Drake is animal number 4, a dog. And now we're going to walk right. You can talk to the Drake, and there's this little, like, bell. I don't know what it is, really, but where it says travel. Interact with the travel by pressing B, and we're going to choose the Beer Bear Bar. Press A on it, and you'll get a little scene of us fast traveling, and you're going to unlock achievement number 8, which is Take Flight for 50G and 460 out of 1,000 total. Just double checking that we're all caught up there. We're going to walk to the left and just fly up to this platform to get animal number 5. Just some sort of lizard, not really sure what one. That's number 5 of 37, and we're going to go right back to the Drake and travel to the Biosphere East. So there's west and east. We're going east this time. Get another little cutscene. As Eagle, again, fly up to get this mini Drake animal, which is number 6 of 37, and then fly up into the right to get that fruit we passed earlier. That's ancient fruit number 5 of 9. We're going to drop back down and run to the left through the boss room. And we'll exit to on the left to change scenes, and this is where we got the life flower. Fly up and to the right to get the 7th animal, a seal, I believe. And then we're going to drop down and return to the Drake. Again, use the travel button. Don't talk to him. I mean, you can talk to him if you want. He's a friendly enough chap. And choose the hangout spot. We're going to walk right to change scenes. And then fly up to get this rodent of some kind, which is animal number 8. And then fly up and to the right here to get to the red ball machine and summon your friends. Use reindeer to smash the crate. And then as Eagle, just fly directly right to reach a ledge and summon your friends. Switch to fish and wall jump up. And we have to use the moving platforms here to get up to a... I don't know if it's a shrimp or what it is, but we're going to grab it, and that's animal number 9. Switch back to Eagle and fly all the way left and down when you get back to here to go back to the Drake at the hangout spot. We're going to teleport now to the west section of the Biosphere. We're going to fly up and to the left here. You might get knocked down by a waterfall. Just fly again and up on the other side of it, above this log that we dropped earlier. Or magically dropped anyways. When you get past the waterfall, fly left again and reach this door and go inside. You're going to get some dialogue here. Go ahead and walk left to get animal number 10, which is porcupine. Pick up one of the alcohols and run to the right. Go into the second door and walk left to get tomato/apple, the animal, which is number 11. And then go back into this door to enter the bar. Walk to the left and go through the first door to exit back into the Biosphere. And now fly back to the Drake. Once the second waterfall knocks you down, you can just run to the right to return. And we're going to teleport to the central elevator this time. And as Eagle, we're going to fly straight up and break this 10 animal barrier. Then run to the right. You can ignore the red ball machine and you'll just get a scene here. You meet up with the birds from the intro if you were paying attention at all. And they'll help us get to a new area, but the bird wants a drink, which is why we grabbed one. So fly as eagle and talk to the bird, and they'll bring us over to the upper section of the biosphere. Walk to the right and drop down, and then enter this door on the left. You're just going to jump up into the left or fly to get the hermit crab. At least I think it's a hermit crab, because the game zooms in on nothing when you grab it. Run back to the door and go through, and then we're going to switch to fish and walk off the left ledge here, and then walk right into the water. There's a little whale or shark in the water here. That's animal number 13 of 37. We're going to swim out of the water on the right and drop down this ledge. Keep walking right and talk to the fish that's standing in what look like boots. Excuse me. He's going to give you the leg retract skill. That's achievement number 9 of 15. Who needs legs? For 60G, getting us to 520 total. Retracting your legs is done by holding X. So you can actually slide by doing it, or you can just do it while you're standing still. And you're going to need to do it twice to get to the panda on the right side. That's animal number 14 of 37. We're going to retract once and twice to get out. And now you can retract into these pipes, so do so to get back up. Run all the way left, jump across the log here, and again on the other side, and drop down and enter this door. As reindeer, we're going to walk right next up to the wall, and then jump on his back as fish, and wall jump up, and then wall jump up again to get down into the water and press the button. As eagle, we're going to fly, and we need to push this crate underneath this gap, but don't do it too far because reindeer has to jump to the crate. Fly eagle up so he's flying above the button. Do not press the button yet. Switch back to reindeer, run to the left and jump to the crate, and we need to wall jump up as high as we can go so that reindeer is sliding down the wall, and switch to eagle and drop him onto the button. So just watch what I do here. Once you get reindeer up, switch to eagle. I hit the wrong button. And that is the danger of what happens here. So once you respawn, grab reindeer, do the same thing. Switch to eagle, jump onto the button so the platform spawns in, and then press X to hit the lever. Switch back to fish, and you can grab the goldfish in there. I apologize for my misstep there, but that's probably the most difficult puzzle in the game. And I just hit the wrong button. Switch to whatever animal you want to get out. And now we need to switch to fish and use the pipe to get across the gap. We're going to go ahead and enter this door here. We need to jump onto this button and immediately retract. So hold the X button, and while you have the X button held, RB to another animal, you need to actually get to eagle, but you just need to transfer control to a different animal while your fish is retracted. As you can see, now the spikes can't hit him. As eagle, you're going to fly up and into the gap to get weird cat thing. I don't know what it is. Animal number 16 of 37. And then jump to the other side of the crate so you can push it right. Or left, excuse me. Switch to flying and then time it so that you push the crate out. If the crate does get hit by spikes, you'll have to leave the room and come back, I think. I don't remember if it respawns. Once you get it down here, switch to reindeer and push it to the left. And then jump up as reindeer so that reindeer's on top. Jump onto reindeer's back. And this section is a bit annoying. It's supposed to be a lot easier than this to get through, and it's not. The last couple of times I've tried this has been very annoying. Try jumping up. You're supposed to use reindeer to get through, but it might be easier to just try jumping up into that gap. That is just an annoying, poorly designed puzzle here. And my game actually glitched on me. There we go. It wouldn't let me retract to get back out. So you might be better off just trying to jump up into it. You're not supposed to be able to do that. Just do whatever works for you to get through that gap and get golden fruit number 6 of 9. We're going to leave the room, walk left as any animal, and enter the darkness to change scenes. We're going to drop down to the right, and you do need to be fish for this, so you can summon your friends if you need to. And we're going to retract under this wall here, and then just drop off the edge to land on top of this section. Drop off slightly on the left and enter this area to retract under the wall and enter the back door here. And you have a very long pipe in here, so retract into it and wait a couple seconds. And you will eventually reach the animal. I have no idea what it is. I just called it purple frog, but I don't know. Once you get it, we can leave the room and retract under the gap. And then summon your friends on the other side, switch to eagle, and fly up and right. And drop all the way down to this teleporter. Switch to the fish after you summon your friends, and jump into the water on your left to get Oyster. RB back out and switch to eagle, and we're going to fly all the way to the left and up to where that octopus was in the water here, and get to the left and fly straight up from where I am, and you'll go into Housefly, which is animal number 19 of 37. Switch to fish, fly or swim up and left, and just follow the ground for a while here. You're going to eventually go past the drake, and you're going to dive into the water over here. Down into the left, and you're going to get the pufferfish. I think it's a pufferfish anyways, which is animal number 20. We're going to switch back to eagle and drop down. And once we get on this side, we're going to start flying again. All the way to the left. If the waterfall drops you, fly up above. Past another waterfall, and keep flying straight left. Past the door that brings us to the bar, past a button, and you'll see a pigeon on a little platform. So grab it for animal number 21 of 37. We're going to fly down into the left, or just walk, and we're going to exit into the hangout spot. And we're going to walk to the left, stop them from following you, and fly up the elevator and start going left here. You can teleport your friends in here and have them follow you if you want. But you don't really need them, because you can just fly through. Once you get over here, you're going to fly over and grab the monkey, which is animal number 22 of 37. And now you're going to go up and to the right and run all the way to the left to get past where we got stopped before and get a new scene. We're going to switch to reindeer immediately, run to the left, and we're going to attack this guard. Then we're going to attack the container and grab the animal, which is B, number 23 of 37. Switch back to eagle, go to the left, and we're going to fly up the gap, avoiding the light. And we're going to land on the right and go into the door. We got another puzzle here. Switch to fish. We're going to walk right and drop down. And we're going to stand on the left button just once to drop a crate. As eagle, we're going to fly up and push the crate down. And then we're going to push it down again. And switch back to fish and have the crate be pushed right. as reindeer, 1 over, summon your friends, and we need to go to the right here. We're gonna smash these crates and jump up as reindeer. I don't even know if we needed to summon our friends, really. Oh, we did. We had a sign. So, wall jump up, smash the crate, grab the chipmunk squirrel thing, and that's animal number 24 of 37, and now we're gonna exit this room. Switch to fish. Sorry, I'm going the wrong way. Jump over the crates, and we need to retract under these 2 walls to get golden fruit number 7. Now switch to eagle and fly across the gap. Avoid the light, but fly to the left and go into the right door here, to start a puzzle. Switch to the eagle and fly up and land on the button to drop a crate. And then fly right and land on this button, and you'll see this platform moving. We need to stop it as far left as it can go. So about there is fine. It doesn't need to be perfectly far left, but just as far left as you can get it. Now switch to reindeer, push the crate to the left, and we're gonna hit this switch. And we're gonna stop it. Oh, actually, we can't stop it. My apologies. I thought we could. Never mind. Switch to eagle, fly up, and now you're gonna have to summon your friend so that the left one falls on the moving platform like so. I thought we could maybe hit the lever and stop it, but we can't. Fly to the right as eagle, switch to fish, and you can jump over to the right, and then switch to reindeer and jump to the right as well, and then use reindeer to smash the container and get whatever the heck this thing is. I called it the white bat thing, and it's animal number 25 of 37. We're going to switch to eagle and leave through the door now, and immediately fly and go left across the gap to this upper section. Summon your friends, switch to reindeer, and run left to get a scene. And you can take damage here, so be quick. As you see, I have 1 heart. I might die. Run left and smash the robot. He might get a hit on you. 1 hit isn't that bad because you can just kill him, but if he does kill you, you just need to run. You might spawn right here, or you might need to run back and summon yourself. So you can use reindeer again. Run left and smash the container, and you'll get Dinosaur, which is animal number 26 of 37. Run left and smash this and grab it to get the Great Life Flower. Or whatever. Enhanced Life Flower. Achievement number 10 of 15. Heartwarming for 60G, getting us 580 out of 1,000. We're going to switch to eagle. Fly right and down and go into this left crevice into the door here. We got another puzzle. Switch to fish, swim down and jump out, and we're going to stand on the red ball machine. Press B, and you'll see eagle explode. Switch to reindeer, and press B, and you'll see fish explode, which is fine because we need eagle to fly up here. Press B to summon your friends, switch to reindeer, smash it, and get this yellow duck fish thing that looks like it belongs in Five Nights at Freddy's. Switch back to the fish or eagle and walk left to drop down and go through the door. Now we're going to switch to eagle, fly down and to the right. There are 2 red light robots. You just need to avoid them and go down here and walk right to change scenes. We're going to switch to reindeer here and jump off the edge. Walk to the right, and you're going to have a wall to break. Go ahead and do that and start walking right. You can jump across the gap here and go all the way right to this gap, and that's all we can do for now. Jump off as eagle, and you're going to fly all the way to the right. As you might have noticed, we're back at the beginning area. Fly across the gap, land on the red button, jump down to the right and wait at the sign, and then switch to fish and bring fish all the way over. When you get to the water, you'll notice some Fishbones in the water, and we need to swim into them. That is animal number 28 of 37, the Fishbones. Then jump out of the water and walk right, and you will eventually drop down to the sign. Switch to eagle, drop down, smash all the crates, and run right to change scenes. Again, you're going to need to get fish here and press the button under the water. Switch to eagle. Excuse me. There we go. Switch to eagle. Fly to the right. Push this crate off the edge so that they can use it. Then fly up, drop on the button. Push this crate down onto the blue button. Run to the sign and wait. Switch to reindeer, run across, and as you are running through this section, you're going to run into a little mouse. And that is animal number 29 of 37. Use the crate to get up, run to the right, smash the crates, then switch to fish, run to the right, and get to the sign, and exit back to the hangout spot. Switch to eagle. And we're going to fly up the elevator. Press Y so that everyone stops following you. And you're going to go past the Drake again on this right side. Fly up and to the left. Drop here and hit the B button to summon your friends. Switch to fish. And we're going to go up the water. And we're going to take care of an achievement here. So switch to reindeer and break the crate and go through to change scenes. Switch to eagle and fly to the right here. And you'll see a bunch of animals falling into the bin. Now you can try to get them out like that, or you can wait until more of them pop in. But there's an achievement for knocking one of the animals out of the bowl. There you see achievement number, 11, let them loose for 50G, getting us to 630 total. If you can't get one while it's falling in, you can just fly into the pile and do that. But now we need to go back the way we came, so switch to reindeer and smash the crate, then switch to fish and jump across the gap, retract under the wall, and grab another lizard. I called it the Salamander, which is animal number 30 of 37. We're going to walk to the left and get a scene change here. And we're going to switch to our eagle and fly up into the left to find a bird. I called it a toucan, but I don't think it is. Might be a pelican or something like that. On top of the building, that's animal number 31 of 37. Switch back to fish, and we're going to retract into the pipe here. And then when we land, we're going to retract into the next pipe onto the left. And when we land, we enter the door for a puzzle. Excuse me. As eagle, we're going to fly up. And we're going to skip a lot of this room, by the way. This is a little bit tricky, but not too bad. So fly up to this button and land on it. Then fly to the right, slowly press A to land on the platform, and keep walking right and pressing A just slightly to see if you can jump, and get to the other side of this platform. Once you're on the other side, walking speed, walk to the left. Sorry. And then switch to flying so you can push it, and again, walking speed to the left. Fly off the edge, and the block lands on this platform. Move it very slightly. And then, as eagle, fly to the right, and land on this blue button to open the gate. Switch to fish, and we're going to retract into this right pipe to land on the crate. And then jump up to the left, retract under the wall, and grab the koala, which is animal number 32 of 37. Drop down and exit out the door,
and we are going to retract into the left pipe once. I apologize. My throat is not doing great. So once you land here, retract into the left pipe again, and we'll get to another room. First things first, switch to Eagle, fly up, land on the button to spawn a crate. Switch to Reindeer, push the crate right so it's just under this pipe entrance, jump up onto the platform, switch to Fish, jump onto his back, and what we need to do here is we're going to retract so that the fish goes into the pipe, immediately switch to Reindeer, and run left. So hold X, walk right so that you enter the pipe, then switch to Reindeer and run to the left as fast as you can so that it spawns the platform for fish to land here. Once you regain control of fish, you're going to retract into the low pipe here and immediately switch to Reindeer to run right so that we push the block onto the spikes. So again, hold X, walk to the right, and once you're caught in the pipe, switch to Reindeer, jump to the right, and run right so that you push the crates into the spikes here. Then you can switch back to Fish and just wait for him to land. He'll land on this crate. We can jump up and push right and grab, retract onto the wall there, and grab the lobster, I assume. Animal number 33 of 37, and we are going to exit the room, switch to Fish, and retract through the left pipe to reach this door. Now, this animal in this next room can glitch, so I'm going to show you how I recommend you handle this so that you don't have to go through a whole nother playthrough. You can force the game to have a cloud save right now if you want to, or you have one that's probably like 20 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, somewhere in there, where if this glitches out, you're going to delete your local save so that you can reload the save. So I'm just going to go through the process assuming the game has glitched. Because what you need to do is you need to go into this room as the fish, or excuse me, as the reindeer, and you're going to walk right and talk to this cat. And an insect will fall out of the pipe into the bowl. Now, there's a couple of things that can happen here. Number one, you can't get the insect at all, which means you have to reload a save. This is a very low probability of that happening. The one that happened to me is he got stuck up into the pipe. The sparkles were actually up in the pipe still, but I was being dumb and thought it had glitched. If the sparkles are up in the pipe, you need to switch to reindeer and jump into the pipe and you can get the animal. The third thing that can happen is that it can happen just like it did here, where it works fine. You can jump over and grab the animal. Like that. But let's say for, glitch's sake that it didn't work. If you leave the room, you're locked out of getting that animal, just an FYI, so don't leave the room until you have it. If it does glitch, this is what you need to do. We're going to pause the game. We're going to hit the Xbox guide button. We're going to press start on Escape from Life Inc. We're going to go to Manage Game and Add-ons. And you're going to go down to your save data. Press A on it. Find whatever gamer tag you are currently using. And you're going to press A. And then delete from console only. Just delete from console. This will automatically delete your local save and close out the game. When you reload the save, the game will reload your cloud save, which will be recent, but not immediately. And you can play back to this point. That's what you need to do if this collectible does glitch on you. Okay? I think it's been patched because it's been working fine for me ever since. But on the off chance that you get the insect down and then leave the room and it glitches, or you can't get the insect to show up, you're going to have to reload your cloud save in order to try again. So I just wanted to run through those processes. If that does happen to you, if you got the animal fine, there's nothing to worry about. Okay, with that done, that gets us animal insect number 34 of 37. We're going to leave the room. We're going to switch to eagle and fly straight down along the wall to get golden fruit number 8. And now fly back up the wall to the ceiling and fly straight right. We're going to go into the darkness here to change scenes. We're going to get past the spikes and summon our friends. Switch to reindeer, run to the right to get animal number 35, the elephant. And then we're going to smash the wall to create a shortcut. We're going to use Drake here, which we're now in the central elevator, and travel to the Biosphere west. Switch to eagle once you get here. And we're going to fly below here. Once we get to the waterfall, fly again across these spikes. And then go to the left and enter the door here, and immediately enter it again to leave. That way you have all 3 animals with you. Walk to the right, you can fly up here as the eagle, but for the other 2 animals you need to wall jump. And then you can walk forward and enter the door at the bottom. Drop down on your right, drop down on your left, and you will get another animal, moose number 36 of 37. And we're going to drop down and walk to the right past this sloth here. Summon your friends in here, and we have another puzzle. We're going to switch to eagle, and we're going to fly up and land on the low blue button here. This spawns a crate on our right. We're going to fly to the right over to here and push the crate off. And then we're going to push it right here. Switch to reindeer and jump onto the crate. And switch to fish and jump onto reindeer's back to get up here. We need to wall jump up and step on this right button. As reindeer, we're going to walk to the right and get up to this ledge. And then switch back to eagle and fly to the upper left button. Jump onto the metal ledge and hit the switch. Switch to eagle and fly up to get your 9th and final golden fruit. Fly or drop back down and walk left. And we're going to go to this door here, which will automatically open, unlocking us achievement number 12. The holy fruit shall set us free for 100G, getting us 730 out of 1,000 total. You don't need to go inside. Go ahead as eagle and fly all the way back up to the door. Go through, and we're going to fly all the way out of the hole, back right across the spikes to get back to Drake. Once you get to Drake, we're going to teleport to the central elevator. And still as eagle, we're going to fly right back up. Instead of taking a right, fly north to break a 20 animal seal. And then you're going to see your final animal on the right here, snake, which is number 37 of 37. That will unlock an achievement. Gotta catch 'em all, number 13 of 15 for 100G. Giving us 830 out of 1,000 total. All we have left is finish the game and to say goodbye to everyone before escaping. And we will cover those. So what we're going to do is start flying up. And then when we get to the top, talk to the frog. This is technically a point of no return, but you can get back here later. I do recommend you get all the animals done now, though. Then it's just a straight shot to the end of the game. Once you're ready, though, run to the right, and we have quite a bit of stuff that's going to happen here. We're going to have some dialogue. And we're going to get dropped through a hole, and we're going to have to move our characters left and right to avoid debris again. Your animal friends can take damage, but it doesn't hurt you if you die. You just need to make sure your main controlled character doesn't die. So, again, whichever one you're controlling, make sure they don't hit anything. Your animal friends can hit things and die, and it doesn't matter. For me, I just have to make sure that Eagle doesn't take 3 hits of damage. And we make it to Chapter 5, The Escape. The puzzles do get a bit more challenging now, so try to stay with me. As Eagle, we're going to jump up onto the blue button. This is going to move a platform with a fan around, but we can't see it, which is frustrating. So we're going to come back to that later. Switch to Reindeer, and we're going to wall jump out of this little hole, and we're going to drop down to where Fish is. Switch to Fish, and use Reindeer's back to get out of the hole, and then run left to where Reindeer spawned and retract into the pipe. When you get out of the pipe, we're going to jump on that blue button, and this will get a grabber to go grab Reindeer and bring him up to us. As Fish jump up to the upper right to spawn a crate, you may have noticed I stopped the platform about there. If we're running, we should be able to push the crate onto that platform, like so. What we need to do is push the crate as far left as we can, switch to Reindeer and jump up onto the crate, and then switch to Fish and run onto the bottom button here. Switch back to Reindeer, and you need to wait until you get pushed up high enough so you can smash that crate. And then you'll have Eagle free. What we need to do now is get off the button as Fish and jump left onto the platform with Reindeer. Get Reindeer onto the platform itself. The crate is actually useless now, so you can push that off. As Eagle, fly back up to the button, switch to your animals, and then switch back to Eagle so that you stop the platform close to this wall. You need to jump over here as the other 2 animals and get onto the button, and then you can use Eagle to fly left over to here, and you're going to jump on the Reindeer's button and have Reindeer here so you can hit the switch. Once you have hit the switch, you can run all the way to the right, drop down and get to the wait sign, and do the same with the other 2 animals. Hopefully that was clear enough. Again, these puzzles get a bit confusing with having to swap between all the animals. Just walk right, you're going to have a little bit of dialogue here for a scene. I think we're approaching an hour, 50 minutes. We probably have another 15 or so left, just an FYI. Depends on how quickly we get through a couple of these things, so. Once we regain control, we're gonna walk right to change scenes. When you get to the new scene here, we're going to switch to Reindeer and walk right. You can press Y so no one follows. You don't need them following you here. We get a new little mechanic here. You jump into the arrows and it changes your gravity. So run right, jump into the first one, walk right and jump into the second one, then smash the box. We're going to walk right, jump up the 3 platforms here and into the arrows. And then we're going to use these platforms to get over to here and do kind of a smaller jump across the gap. You want to tap A instead of holding it. And then you're going to jump off the edge, hit the arrows, and hold right so that you land on the ground here. Then run right, smash the crate, and change scenes. In the new section, you're going to switch to Eagle, fly up and right to reach a blue button, land on it so that the platform comes all the way to the right here. Right about there, you can do it. And now as fish and reindeer, you need to jump into the arrows and change your gravity so you're on the underside of the platform. Now as eagle, you're going to step on the button again so that the platform goes as far left as it can. And now you need to jump into this wall, use the arrows to change your gravity so you're normal, and jump to the top of the platform. Again, use the eagle to bring the platform all the way back to the right. It doesn't need to be like perfectly far right. Switch to reindeer, run off and smash the guard, smash the crate, and smash the other guard to be safe. Then switch to fish and drop down into the hole. Jump into the arrows to change your gravity and slowly walk off to the right here. Wait for the guard to go left and drop down into here, and then jump over the guard and retract under the wall to reach the red button. Retract again, and your gravity will switch, and you can just drop down to the left to the sign, and we need to get the other animals here now as well. Once you do, you can walk to the right and change scenes. This actually is a bit easier than it looks, but the last part can be a bit frustrating. Switch to reindeer and wall jump up. We're going to jump off, so we change our gravity and get to this fan. We're going to use the gravity switchers all in a row here. So when you're ready, use the fan to get your moose or reindeer into the first arrows. It'll switch gravity, and we need to control into the second arrows at the bottom. Then we need to move into the third arrows at the top and go all the way down to where the crate is. So, like this. Ta-da! Jump on the button, and then you can switch to eagle and just fly to the exit. Do be careful of the fan, because the fan will knock you out of the air and kill you. And then you can just move on to the next area, walk right, and you will eventually get a scene. And then keep walking right to change your scene. As eagle, fly over the gap and summon your friends here. As fish, we're going to jump into the arrow to change our gravity and retract our legs here, although it's not letting me do that. Hold on, there we go. Glitched for me, I guess. We're going to jump into the arrows, but hold right the entire time so you land onto this platform, and then you can summon your friends in here. Jump up the platform here and jump into the water to hit the red button. Switch to eagle and fly up into the right to get to the sign. You should change your gravity to normal. And then switch back to fish or reindeer. You need to get both of them up to this sign to change their gravity. And then they can wall jump back down and jump off this ledge to the left. Make sure you center them so you avoid the spikes. You can run into the arrows and meet up at the sign, and do the same thing for the other animal you didn't do that for yet. So again, wall jump up to the arrows to change your gravity, wall jump back down, drop off to the left here and center yourself to avoid the spikes, redo your gravity and meet up at the sign, and you can run right to change scenes. You're going to have another chase scene here. This is a little more difficult, and you're going to have some arrows that you have to jump into. There's only really one spot where it's a little difficult. You might want to watch the chase scene, watch me do it first, just so you know what you're getting yourself into. So our tiny robot boss is going to grow big, and we just have to run right here. Run right, jump. You're going to be using the arrows a couple of times too. If you die, you spawn at the beginning. So jump into the arrow there. Generally, if you see an arrow, you're supposed to jump into it. Just an FYI. So there's an arrow here, that's a problem. Run all the way right, and at the very end, jump while running to hit the arrows. That's really the only tricky one here. When you get into this new section, he's going to have a portion of his body come out to attack you. If you see that, you need to jump and change your orientation. If you see that he's targeting where you're at. I did have one run of this where he always targeted away from me, and I never really understood why, but... Just get to the end, and then you can use the arrow there to reorient yourself if you need to, and run to the right. And we're in the kind of penultimate section of the game here. We're going to meet up, and we're going to have to control ourselves and Mike the robot here through a final section of the game. So once you get control, run to the right. You're going to wall jump up here. It doesn't matter if your buddies come. Okay, walk to the right and interact with the speaker. This allows you to take control of Mike. And we're going to jump Mike up to the right, and these pads here, they're basically, they look like keypads, so I call them pads. Interact with them, or have Mike stand over them, which has him interact with them, and then press B so that you regain control of your buddies. And get the moose up so you can smash the crate and go down on the other side. Do the same thing with your other two friends. Get them up and around to the other side. And once you do, you can control one of them to the speaker to control Mike again. Have him walk to the right. And we actually need to get Moose up, or Reindeer up, to this platform so Mike can stand on him and jump to the pad. So run to the right. As Reindeer, run to the right and stop here. And as Fish, press B to stop controlling Mike. Run right, jump onto Reindeer's back, and retract into the pipe. When you get up to the top here, you're going to go left and interact with the speaker to control Mike. And you need to walk up to this second pad, and we need to get Reindeer and Eagle in between the first two lasers. Switch back to Fish, and you can control the robot and go to the third pad, and now we need to move Reindeer and Eagle back in between the second and third laser, and now move our robot via Fish to the first pad and run to the right to get Reindeer and Eagle to the sign, then press B as Fish so you stop controlling Mike, and run right to the sign and change scenes. I'm sorry, this is very complicated to keep all these moving pieces together. Okay, so another room here. We're going to switch to Fish, drop into the water, and slowly go through the mines here. You do have 3 hit points, so it's not the end of the world if you hit one. Get up to the speaker and press B to control the robot. We're going to bring the robot up to the pad on the right. We're going to wall jump up with Reindeer and smash this crate. Push this block down on the right side here, and then actually move a little bit to the left here and stand on the crate as the reindeer. Switch to the fish so you are controlling the robot, and use the reindeer to get up to the second pad so you can get rid of the laser. We now need to move all animals into the next area, so do so however you want. Remember to press B on the robot so that you regain control of the fish, and make your way through the mine water and wall jump back up. Now with all three over here, we're going to switch to reindeer first. And we're going to stand right here on the left of the top of the wooden platforms. Switch to fish. Use the reindeer's back and jump up to the blue button. Now switch to the reindeer. Drop down and use the speaker so you control Mike, the robot, and jump over to this number pad. This will drop a crate. We need to switch to Eagle and fly up and push the crate off. Unfortunately, Mike is mean sometimes. So move him to the right so you can get the crate around him. And we're just going to push it off the edge slowly so we don't push it too far. And then we can just move all three animals using the crate to the wait sign. And run right to change scenes. This is the penultimate area in the game. You need to talk to every animal that I do to get one of our final achievements. This is missable, so be very careful. If it does not pop when you talk to the last animal, you have to go back through and talk to everyone again until it does, or you can reload a save. Again, you should have a cloud save from earlier that you can reload. I don't want to recommend that for this, though, because I don't exactly know when the cloud save might happen. It should be early enough before you restart the room that you can come back, but it might make you go through all those puzzles again. You could force a cloud save by exiting out of the game right now and reloading it. If you want to really try that, you can do that. But I'm not going to go into those steps again. If you really want to back up your save, you can just quit out to the main menu and then quit out of the game and relaunch it, which will create a new cloud save that you can reload like I showed you how to do for the insect animal, in case this achievement doesn't work for you. So go ahead and walk right, as we're going to be Eagle here. Talk to Alligator. We're going to fly up and talk to all three of the animals on this ledge here. The frog, the burnt onion, and yellow mushroom head. We're going to fly to the right and talk to our bird friends. And then drop down and talk to the deer. Walk right and talk to this black cat here that's standing. Talk to the frog here. Talk to our robot friend Mike. Talk to the drake. Talk to the turtle. We're going to talk to the dog on the right here. Switch to the reindeer and climb up and talk to Rudolph. Ah, crap. I recycled. My bad. Go right and talk to the fish and Boots. We're going to switch to fish and run all the way to the right and jump into the water. And we have to talk to the whale here on the left. Talk to the octopus. and talk to, I don't know what this is. Is this an anglerfish? Whatever it is, talk to it. Or jump out to the right and summon your friends. We're going to drop down and talk to the gorilla. Then switch to the eagle, fly up, and you're going to need to talk to all three of the sloth. I believe they're sloths up here. And once you do, that should pop the I Will Always Think of You achievement, which is number 14 of 15 for 70G, and that gets us to 900 out of 1,000 total. And we're basically done with the game. We have a boss fight to go through, and that is just about it. So once you regain control, or have control, run all the way right. You're going to get a scene. And we have kind of two separate boss fights to end the game here with some dialogue in between. This first boss fight has you controlling the Mike the robot. And it's a little clunky. I'm not a big fan of this boss fight. And we're on... The first boss fight has a couple of different things about it that are really very clunky. And sometimes it's impossible to avoid taking damage in this fight because of the way the game wants you to fight the boss. It's not a very well-designed boss fight. You're going to take control of Mike, and this robot is going to start walking left to right and shooting at you. Easy enough to avoid. The best way to deal with that is to just run and jump over him so he's walking in the opposite direction. And he's only vulnerable to take damage when he's about to do a special move or if he's firing. So I recommend jumping over top of him and just firing intermittently at him, and eventually you'll get him when he stops to shoot. He'll sometimes do a special move where he stands in the middle and fires his arms out in both directions, and then they return to him, so you'll need to jump over them and avoid that. And sometimes he just summons spikes randomly on the ground. These come from the left side of the screen, and there's no real indication they are coming. So you might wind up just taking damage from those spikes. There's not a good way to let you know those are coming. So, basically, you're just going to run and jump over top of him. When he shoots, try to spam shooting yourself so that you can get 1 or 2 hits in. When he disappears, he's going to do the rocket punch, so jump left and then right over top. But see, he's going to spawn spikes, so I stayed on the right side that time. It's just a very clunky boss fight. And for some reason, he's now permanently invisible. And we did enough damage to him to win the fight. But he's still invisible for some reason. Again, not a very good boss fight. Poorly designed. It's not overly difficult once you figure out the patterns, though. You'll skip some dialogue. You'll have a lot more dialogue. Once you get control, you can run to the right, I believe. Can't remember if the game does it automatically. Nope, you run to the right yourself. You'll get to the outside, you'll have some dialogue. And you will eventually be brought to a final boss fight. And the final boss is annoying, because if any of your 3 animals dies, you have to restart the fight. Which means you want to have them follow you with the Y button while you're running around. And honestly, you're probably going to die once or twice before you learn the pattern of the attacks. So, you're going to want to switch to fish. And press Y so that your animals follow you. He usually goes to the left and slams, goes to the right and slams, and comes back. He'll sometimes cry, which crying can hurt anyone who's not the fish. So once he does that, press Y so that your friends don't follow, and then as the fish, swim up one of his rivers, and then run left to avoid his smashing. Once again, he will eventually start crying, and you can jump up into his eye, and that kind of starts the second phase. He'll run to the left and smash, run to the right and smash. And he's going to spawn in these lasers, which you need to switch to Rick, or earn the eagle, and jump up and smash all of them. Again, have your animals follow you. And he eventually smashes the ground a bunch, and his lever will change, and that's why we switched to reindeer. Because we need to get to the other side and hit the lever as reindeer, and that's going to basically finish the game. We're going to have one more little thing we need to do, but there's absolutely no strategy to it. That was kind of the final boss fight. Exciting, wasn't it? So you're going to take control of the eagle here. You need to fly to your friends and press B on each of them before the platform destroys. Now just fly into him and spam the X button. You just need to avoid the rocket he fires and then that cannonball. And avoiding that once should be enough. Just spam X, I think about 20 times, and he's dead. There's no strategy at all to that, and it's nothing but dialogue until the credits and the end of the game now. So just press the B button a lot, or read everything if you want to. So yeah, we're probably going to be about 2 hours, 15 minutes total once I get everything put together. We'll have to take a look. It might be a little bit less than that. I did have to make an edit or two, so I'll have to go back and readjust things. So you'll know what my final time is, but right now I'm not entirely sure what it is. Keep skipping, keep skipping. Actually, somewhat of a sad little ending. There was a lot more depth to this game than I was expecting, honestly. Whoever made this game had a bit of passion about what they were doing here, and you can see it if you do play the game. It's not a great game, but you can definitely tell that the person who made this was committed to the concept, and I can appreciate that. So we're going to get some credits here. After the credits run, you should pop your final achievement. Once you get to this screen, the achievement should pop. There it goes. Achievement number 15 of 15, Escape from Life Inc. for 100G, getting you your 1,000, folks. As always, if you have any questions or comments, let me know. I do apologize. Some of the solutions were a bit clunkier than I wanted them to be, but it is difficult juggling the actions of all three of the characters across all of those puzzles. So, again, hopefully you didn't have too much trouble. If there's anything, you want to reach out to me and say, try to be respectful, though I do understand swearing for some of those puzzle solutions. Reach out to me, let me know. Otherwise, I do appreciate the likes, the shares, the subs, all that fun stuff. And I will see you guys in whatever our next walkthrough is.